Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Real Life Media. Bringing you media that matters, bringing you the truth, bringing you facts. Okay, so today I'm going to do a special wee video. If this silly computer would stop making a noise, go away, thank you. Okay, so I'm going to do a wee video today, and I'm going to. It's, a couple of days ago, I had a wee bit of health scare. Obviously, heart failure, a bit of chest pain, blah de blah. Wife phoned an ambulance, ended up at Cross House Hospital. Thankfully, everything come back fine. But I'm going to share a bit of my experience with you. So, phoned for an ambulance. Within 10 minutes, 15 minutes max, ambulance was here. Excellent service. Two ambulance crew into the ambulance, over to the hospital, and ended up, and I'm not complaining, I'm just stating facts. I ended up stuck in an ambulance for 6 hours. Now remember, the SNP are saying the NHS is on a great footing for going forward and all this nonsense. And I'm not having a dig at the SNP. If they idiots down south keep blaming the SNP and the SNP keep blaming them, surely the main government at the end of the day is to blame. So you've got, I used to call him Pishy Rishi. I'm going to call him Pishy Richie because he doesn't know real life. See if you, this is what I would like to see on TV. I don't want to see Matt Smallcock on SAS fucking trying to think he's a tough guy. He done fuck all during the pandemic, but fuck up. It's all coming out. Pumping his secretary. He's too busy pumping his secretary. You Dominic Cummings slating the government. Well, he was coming and going. I call him Cummings and going. You fucking Boris. Fucking started pandemic. I was in the hospital last night and I am glad to say I shook hands with everybody. A couple of days later, he's hanging out down in the street door, blue, clapping for the NHS. Fucking half-wit. But anyway, right, I know I get carried away in some of my videos, but back to the story. Uh, Stuck in an ambulance for 6 hours. So you would think that would be a bad experience. But actually, a big, big, big shout out to Amy and Kelly. So for the first 5 and a bit hours, I was stuck in an ambulance with Amy and Kelly. And it wasn't boring. It wasn't. I felt comfortable. The two lasses, it was the first shift ever working together. The the work they people do is amazing. They're the salt of the earth, and people do not appreciate them enough because they're not getting into a job which is a best paying job and the best hours and the best money. They're going in and they're doing that job because they care. That's why they do that job, because they care. So in the ambulance, they would go and get me a wee cup of tea, whatever. I thought, I don't like taking painkillers. I could have took painkillers at any point. I used to have a painkiller addiction. That's why I don't like taking them. So I'm thinking, I'm stuck in that ambulance. In my mind, I thought, right, somebody heart failure, could be a heart attack. I thought a nurse would come out, take blood, go back in. I know you've got to wait another 2 hours, 3 hours. They'd come back out, take blood. If everything was fine, I'd be able to come home, a couple of can of Guinness, and that would have took the pain away. So that's the way I thought the day would have went. So, Amy and Kelly, I cannot thank enough. Thank you very much for your care. Thank you very much for your openness. No, we spoke away as if I'd known you my whole life. Thanks for the laughs. We did have a good few laughs. So I'm not complaining about being stuck in an ambulance. I'm just pointing out the fact that when hams are useless, it's saying the NHS is in great form and all the rest of these bullshit, that there was 5 ambulances parked up and I was in one of them and I was there for 6 hours before I got moved to another ambulance. And I remember one of the paramedics, I was only in the ambulance for an hour. By this point, I took morphine because I realised I could be here. I don't think I'm getting home tonight. So I ended up taking morphine. I remember one of the fellas' names was Davy, Ranger supporter. Obviously, he's asking about my tattoos and things. So we got talking. There was an older guy there, much more experienced, been in the job for a lot of years. Talking away to them. And that's how you find things out, with dialogue. You know, you see these politicians, they go to hospitals and they walk about, but they're talking to managers, right? And the problem is with the NHS, and this came from everybody I've spoke to over the last year who works in the NHS as a part of it. There's managers managing managers who are managing managers who are managing managers. And it's top heavy and it's not needed. So if a manager needs a manager, they shouldn't be a manager. That's the way I see it. Could be wrong, could be right. You probably don't give a fuck. But anyhow, stuck in the ambulance, Amy and Kelly. Time flew by, they go get me a wee cup of tea. I went and had a roll up. I know you get fined for smoking in hospital grounds, but see when you're stuck in an ambulance for 6 hours, who really gives a fuck? So that's what happened. So thank you very much. I honestly cannot thank yous enough. The care yous gave me was brilliant. And then this is what was even better about the paramedic service. So Amy and Kelly were due to finish their shift. They wouldn't have got finishing their shift until I was took in. People who'd come back with an empty ambulance, who were working just an hour later, they would finish an hour later. This is a fella Davy and the older fella, and there was a wee guy for university doing a bit of work experience. They came and says, look, we'll take him in our ambulance to let yous get home in time. That's a great teamwork. Because there'll come a time they two girls two women, will help them back. And I thought, really, really good teamwork. That alone is, they go above and beyond. They go above and beyond. So for your teamwork, well done. So moving on for my first ambulance, I got put into a second ambulance. At this point, a doctor had been out, decided to give me morphine into the second ambulance, and I started getting the morphine. So they finished, their shift was going to finish an hour later. Now they took me knowing fine well, but they would maybe need to stay there another 4 or 5 hours before I get took in. So what happened is a doctor come out, "Are you Mr. Hamilton, are you in pain? Give him morphine." Basically that was it. So I knew I wasn't getting home for a couple of cans of Guinness to take the pain away. So took the morphine. And they were, like I say, they were finishing an hour later. So I get moved for the second ambulance into the accident and emergency triage, where you would go if you went by car. So why the fuck did they not just put me in there in the first place and free up an ambulance? And when I was in the ambulance, why did they not just come out and take bloods? And by the time the 2 blood results come back, I could have probably came home without wasting that ambulance. And see the thing with Amy and Kelly, they worked that whole day without a break, without a lunch break. They'd nothing to eat. And I think that's ridiculous. I think that's scandalous. The hospital's got a canteen. They should be running a wee delivery service for paramedics and things who are stuck, because you need to eat. And you'll have people who maybe do a lot of manual work outside saying, oh, I'd love a job like that, sitting in an ambulance. No, you wouldn't. They must be bored out their fucking tits, sitting there all day, knowing fine well there's other people phoning for ambulances and they're stuck there, they can't get to help them. And one of the other paramedics told me that quite often it could be 8-9 hours later before they get to the person's door and the person tells them to fuck off. And you can't really blame them for that, can you? So, like I say, ambulance service, great. Paramedics, fantastic. Accident emergency workers, excellent. You get into the eventually, I left the house 12:30 in the day or something. Eventually get took through and got a bed at 8 o'clock, 8:30 at night. Into A&E, got a bed. I'm very thankful for the bed. Still worrying about the pain, obviously. And the staff in there are tremendous. They are working with so much overload of patients. But there's no frustration, there's no arguments, there's no being stressed out. Honestly, we are so lucky to have a service like this. And that's why it's important we don't lose it. So they fucking idiots down south, Pissy Richie, if he's supposed to lead the country, fix it. Stop sending money all over the fucking world with stuff that's got nothing to do with us and concentrating, investing in your own country. You're spending £8 million a day in hotels for illegal immigrants. Never mind it. Take them to Rwanda and then argue the case. Or give them citizenship if they've got a trade. Put them to work. Let them have a better life. But don't have them lying about all day doing nothing. Just stop the fucking boats. It's just no hard. Just stop the boats. In the 1950s, Geneva Convention, you can pick the people up and take them straight back to France and you are not breaking the law. The only thing you're going to do is upset Macron. He's not going to be in power for much longer. And if you upset him, all you need to tell him is, calm down, or the price of seafood starts going up. And he'll soon shut his mouth. So, there I go again, off topic. In A&E, nurses were fantastic. Young nurse looking after me, Rebecca, thank you very much. Thank you to everybody in A&E. Thank you to everybody who works in the hospital, because it's a great service and we need that service. And at times, I've been angry at times in the hospital and you can look back and realise you were being a dick. And that's just the truth of the fucking matter. So, got a bed, got bloods took for here, normal bloods, arterial bloods. Thankfully, everything come back clear. Still in a bit of pain. We'll get to the bottom of it. I'm not really concerned. As long I was just concerned that it might have been my heart. So, see, that's the problem with heart failure. You get fucking confused, forgetful. What was I going to say? Yes. So eventually, spent 6 hours in an ambulance. Maybe the best part of 7 hours in A&E. Everything come back clear. I'm just making this video to say thank you very much to everybody who's at university and wants to work as a nurse. Go and do it. Things will get better, but it's up to us, the people. Only the people can change things. So this is just a quick video to have my say in the fact that hams are useless. Can he keep blaming fucking Pissy Richie? And Pissy Richie, can he keep blaming them? And then you've got Penny fucking, and I like wee Penny. No, she's quite nice looking. Everybody knows what you know, I like women. Never be unfaithful, but I like Wendy Shorten, everybody knows that. I like her, but she's having digs about somebody in the SNP, singing the national anthem, and who cares? If somebody doesn't want to sing a song, they don't want to sing a song. It's their choice. We still have freedom to choose what we want to do. But slowly but surely it's turning into a dictatorship. And that's not the way it's supposed to be, this country. The country's... My cousin told me this. Another thing heart failure gives you, a constant, persistent, dry fucking cough. My cousin told me a couple of years ago, and she's quite astute in politics and things, that the country's went to hell in a handbag. And she's right. She's 100% right. So, quick video to thank the paramedics, not just the paramedics who looked after me, to thank all paramedics in Britain, to thank all hospital workers in Britain. And here's the way I think the NHS could be fixed very, very quickly. Run it like a military operation. Put generals in charge. Right, you've got paramedics, your ambulance service. That's your logistics and intelligence. So they go out and get that. The problem is, when they get back to the hospital, they've not got the frontline soldiers to then take the enemy, which is the illness, interrogate it, fix it, get it to fuck. They've not got the infrastructure. It's not the ambulances. You could put another 50 ambulances at Crosshouse. That's not going to help. It's the infrastructure. Once they get back, it's no there. It needs more funding. And surely people who are out working, paying their national insurance and all the rest of it, they deserve that service. Treat it like a military operation. So you've got your intelligence and your logistics, and then you bring them back. Then you've got your frontline troops. Every bit's important as each bit. So you've got your frontline troops, and then you've got special services, special forces. So if you need to go to gastro, that's your special forces division in gastro, cardiology. It's all the same. Run it like a military operation. Get rid of a lot of managers, plough some money into it, and run it right. Run it correct. There's a lot of people dying who shouldn't be dying because they can't get an ambulance, or by the time they do get an ambulance, it's too late. So that's me, had my rant. I'm going to do a video on mental health because, I'll be honest, the last couple of weeks I've not really been myself. I've had a bit of mental health problems myself. Thankfully I'm over it, which I'm glad of. And there's another person out there who, how can I say this without getting myself into trouble? There's another person out there who'll be very grateful to hear that I'm over it. I managed to get through it and I got over it because I nearly turned back into the old me. So don't worry about it. Enjoy your Christmas. Because it could have been your last, but it's not. So anyhow, going to make another video on mental health because it's very important and it's a lot of people don't speak about it and a lot of people don't open up. And I'll open up in my video and explain the best I can. So, like I say, Amy, Kelly, thank you so much. Where's that button? There we go. There we go. And while we were in the ambulance, we had lots of with a laugh, with a carry on. And another thing I found out, paramedics don't get a lot of self-defence training. And there's maybe a market there for somebody. If they're willing to, for free of charge, train paramedics in basic self-defence. It's maybe an idea. I maybe look into it. So I'm going to end the video here. So as we always say at Real Life Media, take care, stay safe, God bless, and let's still everybody pray for all this nonsense going on in Israel. Pray for everybody. Nobody wants to see anybody dying. It doesn't matter your beliefs or who's right, who's wrong, who done what first. In this day and age, it just shouldn't be happening, and I think it's wrong. That's my personal opinion. You can't justify killing tens of thousands. I'll make another video about it because my blood pressure's starting to get up and I'm still in a bit of pain. So I'm going to go. So take care, stay safe, God bless, and enjoy your night, enjoy your weekends, enjoy your Christmas. Everybody enjoy life. My next video is going to be about mental health a wee bit, and I'm looking forward to the mental health video because to begin with I found it hard speaking into a camera, but it's actually becoming therapy and I need to do this a lot more and I will be doing it a lot more. It's just short videos so I can manage it and then I can go and rest. So like I say, before I need my angina spray because of they fucking idiots down south of the government, they fucking idiots, they're all blaming each other, gets your blood pressure up. I'm not letting it happen. I've already let it happen a wee bit. So, I've already let it happen a wee bit. And the Tories at the next election, this is what's happening to you. Because even if people don't like Labour, everybody's ready for some sort of change because we're sick of yous. 11 years, you've ruined the fucking country. So anyhow, take care, stay safe, God bless. If you ever need an ambulance, I hope you don't, but you get it in time, you get the care you deserve. And if you ever end up in an ambulance with Amy and Kelly, don't sweat it, you're in good hands. If you ever end up in an ambulance with Davey and his wee crew, don't sweat it. Any of them, all of them, you're in good hands. They work as a team. They don't even need managers. They work, they help each other. They work as a team. It's fantastic. Accident emergency. The nurses are so kind. I was lying in my bed. There's an old woman across me. Don't know what age, maybe 90s. and she's a wee bit delusional. And do you know a nurse was just walking by, kind of got involved in the conversation and pulled up a chair, and she sat and just rubbed the old woman for her head down her nose. And the wee old woman just peacefully went to sleep, and the nurse sat there holding her hand. And I, I, I actually had a wee tear running down my face because I thought, how kind. That you could have quite easily just kept walking or whatever, but how kind is that? So I'm going to leave you with that wee thought. How kind is that? So take care, everybody. Enjoy what you're doing. Have a fucking blast. If you can't be good at being bad. So, as I always say, take care, stay safe, God bless. Everybody have fun. Enjoy life. There's no point getting wound up about stuff. It is what it is. So, for Real Life Media, take care. Thanks for watching, everybody. Goodbye. Right, turn this fucking thing on.